Tis I. Hey everyone, glad to see you back, glad to see you looking fresh, and today I want to talk about My Hero Academia and why I think it's one of the best anime again. So, My Hero Academia has been on for quite some time. The manga's run for quite some time. It's a very popular anime. It was one of, if not the most popular anime for a little bit there. It was the king of shonen for a minute. It was a lot of things to a lot of people. Unfortunately, season 5, season 4 weren't very good. I think a lot of people can agree with that. I think a lot of people fell off the show, dropped the show right around that time, and I completely understand why. It just didn't have the same level of quality that we were kind of expecting the show to have. It took a step back, the stakes were lower, did a lot more character work, but the pacing wasn't as good. It felt like some of it was filler, felt like some of it was unnecessary, and it just wasn't as good anymore. But the thing is, season 6 seemed to take those criticisms and just run with it. Season 6 didn't care that people weren't a big fan of 4 and 5. They were like, we needed to do that. We needed to set up what we set up because season 6 is going to hit like a freight train. And boy, did it do just that. Season 6 came flying out of the gate and immediately became one of my favorite seasons of anime ever. I was locked in. In fact, I remember the day very, very well. I was house sitting, and so I had nothing else planned. I was like, okay, we're gonna order a pizza. The pizza machine was broken. The pizza machine, the pizza cooker oven, special oven was broken. So I just got like appetizer foods, right? And I sit down in front of the TV, and I binged the entire season straight through, and I loved every minute of it. All roughly 8 hours of an entire anime season went down like it was nothing. It was one of my fondest anime memories to date. Seeing the story of Deku and One for All and All for One, and it just, the raid arc was incredible. Gigantomachus was incredible. There actually being death and stakes in the show was immaculate. Seeing characters come back that we thought were pretty much dead was incredible. The entire season was just incredible. That's the best word to put it. Like, it showed up. Like, hey, remember me? I'm one of your favorite shows. Did you forget? And I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I stayed with it. And season 7, the newest season, sticks with it. It sticks with that momentum, and it is go, 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 and it doesn't let up. It is so good. The entire run, it introduces some new characters, it sticks with its courage, and it kills off characters. It's not afraid to do that, and I love that about it. In fact, I was talking to one of my best friends about this season, and they pretty much put it very well. They said the show was basically felt like an anime for kids. It's a kids' Saturday morning cartoon, and now all of a sudden it's one of the best out there, and I totally agree. Just the stakes, the pacing, the action, the animation, so much about it just like got cranked back up. It's like they remembered, oh yeah, we're making My Hero Academia. This isn't some no-name show that people are going to forget in one season. This is one of Shonen's biggest properties. So let's nail it again. And they're doing it. And I could not be happier. On top of that, the movies are pretty good too. There was a third one that came out a couple years ago. It was pretty good. It was pretty fun. And the fourth one I recently saw in theaters. I had a lot of fun with that as well. What I like about the movies is they're not, I think they are canonized. I think they have been adopted into the greater conversation. I mean, there are references to them in the newest season, which I found a lot of fun. And the movies, though, they're not necessary reading, per se. They are fun, though. They are enjoyable. While I love stuff like Demon Slayer Mugen Train, to where it is necessary viewing and required reading for the greater knowledge of the show, I kind of like that there are just, 4 adventures at this point that are just fun for funsies, just go on a little trip and to America, or some island where it's just the kids, or a villain shows up that we've never heard of before and we take him out in a single movie because, that's how anime movies used to be. We introduce a character, we take down a character all in one clean sweep, and just seeing that like in modern sensibilities and modern pacing, I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun. Am I saying that the My Hero movies are the best movies I've ever seen? No. Am I saying that they're really good though? Yeah, they are really good. And just like the show. I love this show. I wanted to make this as kind of a companion piece to a video I made a little while ago now, right before I watched season 6. I made a video talking about how My Hero fell from grace. And that video did pretty well. People seem to respond really well to it. People seem to agree with my sentiments on why people kind of stopped caring. And I still agree with everything I said in that video. I think that My Hero was at the top of its game when superheroes were at the top of their game, and now superheroes are not. The superhero bubble has kind of burst, so people are kind of falling off it. Other shonen have rose above it. So Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer have kind of pushed it down a bit of a peg. So it's not, the big boy on campus anymore. I think those two things alone are enough to just outdo it. And I think like a lackluster season 4 and 5 were enough to just push everyone away. But I think the fans that have stood with it are being congratulated in the best way. We're being rewarded big time with some of the best anime out there, one of the best anime of the year. And you'll absolutely hear me talking about it on the best anime of the year list, which I have not done with a My Hero season since making those videos, which I am so happy to be able to say that I'm doing. All this to say, if you watched My Hero back in the day, seasons 1, 2, 3, loved it like I did. Season 4, you're like, that wasn't very good. Season 5, you maybe didn't even try. Season 5 is where you dropped off. It's extraordinarily hard for me to tell you, yeah, nearly 50 episodes of this isn't the best thing in the world, right? I like parts of season 4. I like parts of season 5. Season 5 is definitely the worst season, though. So even if I can just, mildly recommend 4 and, not recommend 5, that's still 24 episodes. 8 hours of a show that's not that good. I understand it's extraordinarily hard to justify that. And I get exhausted when people are like, after episode 50 of this show it gets really good, or talking about a game and it's like, well, after the first 10 hours it gets really good. I understand entirely where people will just say no. Time is precious, and what we watch should be special. Watch things you like. But if I can persuade one person to stick with it, to stick with this show that I love, filled with characters I love, and that is one of the biggest perks about this show. I'm going on a tangent right now. I love so many of these characters. There are not many anime that I can just look at a cast of 20 easily, and then you can add on easily 20 more based on tertiary characters, and not just the main 20 from the class, but then pro heroes and all these other villains and whatnot. There are a ton of characters in this show. It does an extraordinarily well job of balancing them to where if your favorite character is a side character or a main character, they typically get something to play. Yeah, some of them have kind of fallen off. That's unfortunate when my favorite character, which is Ijiro Kirishima, gets a good play. And then one of my other best friend's favorite character is Tenya Ida. It hasn't got a lot of play in a long time. That kind of stinks. But, pros and cons. Some characters are just going to get more play than others. But I think this show as a whole is one of the best at balancing just a massive cast and not really forgetting anybody. There have been plenty of shows, plenty of shonens too, that have such a wide-reaching cast that just people get lost by the wayside. And My Hero doesn't really do that, and I really, really, really appreciate it for that. I love this show. I understand for some people too, the fan base problems. I get it. I wish that a lot of fan bases can be horrible. But I am a big component of like something for what it is, not who likes it. Obviously, what the thing is messaging, you don't misconstrue my words. If something is messaging something you don't like, and it's picked up by the same group of people that spew that same kind of something, then that's fair game. But like something like My Hero, I don't think really construes what a lot of, like, a very vocal part of the fan base is about. So, while they can be annoying, I love the show for what it is, and it is one of the foundation building blocks for why I love anime. It will always have a special place in my heart. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that's where I'm kind of coming from. It's my ride or die. I'm with it till the end. I've heard the manga ending isn't too good, but after everyone said, not everybody, but after a lot of manga readers said that the Attack on Titan ending was bad, and then Attack on Titan had one of the best finales to an anime I've ever seen, I don't really trust manga readers. So I will be the judge for myself when I see it for myself, whenever this last season comes out. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for maybe a 5th movie. I'm excited for a sequel. I don't know. Whatever. And I'm excited for maybe to just end and it to be this nice 8-season run, 100-some episodes, almost 200 episodes of a show that I love, and I can own it and I can show it to people, and I can, yeah, it's a big part of me, and so I love it, and I hope this video of me just gushing about it doesn't fall on deaf ears, and yeah, I hope that you love the show too. I hope that if I convince you to watch more of it, then that warms my heart. Have you seen My Hero? Are you caught up with it? Did you read the manga? Let me know. And please don't spoilers. I think that goes without saying. Not just for me, but for everybody. I mean, I didn't spoil what happened in the last couple seasons. I said people died, but I mean, I think that's okay because you don't know who died or when or whatever. So, yeah, please don't spoilers about anything. But all that said, thank you so very much for watching. As always, like this if you like, just subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you at some point.